Hello, I'm Dr. Sherry, and welcome to another opportunity to cruise through history. Today we're going to go to the city of Oslo, Norway, and to the center of that city, to the very singular Vigeland sculpture arrangement. To arrive at our destination, we'll cruise up the Oslo fjord. That beautiful, calm waterway as we pass through the narrows, and on the shores we see little hamlets and houses in the wooded terrain as we head to the head of the fjord and the city of Oslo. You'll see the Renzo Piano harbor building on our port side and a similar sloping roof of the Oslo Opera House. And it's straight in front of us is the Oslo City Hall. And to our left, you'll see the Nobel Museum, the Peace Center. This is where the Nobel Peace Prize is awarded. And off to our right is Akershus Fortress. The wonderful stories that occurred in this medieval fortress are numerous, but I want to take you past the port into the center of the city of Oslo. And we'll see the palace and the great statues and the parliament building. We'll pass by the theater, the university with the statues in front of it, and all of the little hotels, precious little hotels where you'd want to stop and have a coffee. We're walking down a tree-lined parade way to a little tram and into the Vigeland sculpture arrangement, the ultimate accomplishment of Gustav Vigeland. Adolf Gustav Vigeland, born in 1869, was always and only a sculptor. He came to Oslo at the age of 15 because he had recognized talent and he wanted to study wood carving and further his sculpting abilities. It was there that he was so recognized that he was hired almost constantly with commissions to rehabilitate churches, including the magnificent cathedral in Trondheim. And then in 1905, a tremendous event occurred in the history of Norway. It was declared independent of Sweden. After millennium of history and never being independent of either Sweden or Denmark, Norway suddenly had a surge of nationalism. In 1921, Vigeland entered into a contract with the city of Oslo, in which he agreed to give all of his efforts to a sculpture installation, which the city of Norway placed on 80 acres in Frogner Park. He had been sculpting a base for the fountain to be a focal point, and the dish of the fountain spills over into a pond. And in this collecting pond, there are friezes around the edge. It was held up by nude figures, and people wondered if it would be too controversial. But in 1916, when the studio was opened for people of Oslo to examine his work, they lined up for hours, and they were so impressed that they would leave the queue and come back to the end and stand in line for hours more to see it again. At the edge of the pond, there are trees. All of these trees have the same theme. In fact, the entire park has a repeated theme, and that is the cycle of life. from infants to youth, and as young people mature into adulthood. And you'll see in the trees an old man clinging to life, and up in the branches of the trees are babes coming in to take residence in the cycle of life. Now, to reach the fountain, as we came into the park and across the landscape, we went across a 300-foot bridge. At the entrance to the bridge, we'll see a woman being consumed by her demons. As we cross the bridge, there are a number of bronze statues, again, the cycle of life. You'll see young men playing with children and couples in different poses. Now that we've gone around the fountain, look up. And in fact, there's a 50-foot stone monolith carved with 112 people swarming up. And on the steps leading up to the monolith, again, the cycle of life. There are giggling young girls, there are couples in serious conversation, and there are two men back to back, clearly not talking to each other. And you'll see no interpretive signage because each person brings to the park their life experiences at the stage of life that they are when they arrive. And we see steps, long steps going up a hill. At the top of the hill is this wheel, 10 feet in diameter, made up of 7 human figures, all clutching to each other. If you're there in the summer, if you come in the summertime, you'll see young children in their bathing suits splashing away in the water, looking up at the reliefs around the pond, kind of wondering what this all means. This is their first encounter with the Vigeland Sculpture Arrangement. No doubt they will make additional trips over the course of their life, and each time see different things in the stage of life, as there's a catharsis between the viewer and the sculpture. So today when you visit Oslo, you have this wonderful opportunity as you come in the harbor to either linger at the fortress or visit the Nobel Peace Museum, or you can come into the city and have a coffee on the main square and look at this fabulous 19th and 20th century city. Or you can take the little tram out to the Vigeland Sculpture Arrangement and look at the cycle of life at whatever stage you're experiencing. For the people of Oslo, looking at those demons in the sunlight shared by all, they're not so fearsome, but the beauty is there, and that they share with you. There are so many ports to visit and so many stories to be told. I hope you will join me on a future cruise through history, either on video or in one of the storybooks. And until we meet again, be well.